Alright, good luck. And now we're gonna switch into emote only mode as we play a fairly serious game here. This is the SuperNova 6, which is going to continue through the remainder of August. So, over time I've been learning more and more about this opposing rook thing. So I'm immediately faced with a question here of how do I want to counter that. How would I prefer to counter this? We're going to stick with what I've always done, which is playing, or what I've in recent weeks been doing, which is just opposing directly on the file. And this way, yeah, I don't have to fight on the fourth file as well. I forget if I'm, well, yeah, if I'm playing fourth file rook, it makes sense to bring the silver forward here. But otherwise, it seems sensible enough to just, yeah, we're gonna castle. Our opponent is playing very aggressively here. Our opponent is playing lots of pawn moves. Okay, we're going to defend this pawn and launch a counterattack. But build something of a castle here first. I don't know why, like, should I even care about this pawn push? It does prevent me from moving my bishop out directly. It just seems ill-timed. They're pushing all the pawns, indicating that they want the entire board to be a zone of conflict. And I'm not sure that that's what they really mean. So I'm debating if I bring my gold forward and then try to oppose rooks. How does this end for me? Well, they probably bring their silver forward. So if I oppose directly and pawn takes, rook takes, bishop takes, rook drop on either of these squares. I have a rook drop. They take my knight. Oh, my gold's hanging. Right. So I do want to complete this castle before exchanging rooks. And then I can think about stuff and things. So the finesse in this opening is that they've pinned this silver. So there are positions where I'd like to exploit that pin. But also, if they're going to open this third file, I should put my rook on that instead of on the second file. Yeah, let's go back to the third file then. They've indicated that the entire board is where they want to fight the battle, so let's prepare for that. Oh, also, maybe I need to push my edge pawn to prevent a silver climb. Maybe I needed to do that last move. It might be too late now. Okay, we're gonna expand my castle slightly. This will favor me later. Okay, and they've played this strange castle. I've seen this before. It's becoming a little more popular, I think. Um, okay, we're playing something of a waiting game here, apparently. They've pushed all their pawns. They've messed up their castle a little bit. Now I'm curious what they're pushing next. Um, I could break in the center on this fourth file to get some things moving, but it seems unwise. Um, okay, now let's open this. Let's let all the mayhem flow. So my contention is that I might sack my knight and get some exciting activity, um, even as Gota. Oh, 1 second, that's my alarm clock. I see. So now they oppose my rook. Um, so I have to deliberate. Is the bishop exchange terrible here? Usually it would not be. This is interesting. And somewhat perilous, but... So, if I exchange bishops, the normal threat... Well, hang on, I should just take the pawn. That's a free pawn. Like, the only reason I would not take the free pawn and threaten to promote here is if I have a better move. So the better move could potentially be exchanging the bishops, which I could do on a future turn. The only nuance is if I take this pawn, if they trade bishops, I have to recapture on this square, and then they push this pawn, or they take. So I'd have to decide, like, am I doing rook takes? Wait, hang on. They just dropped a piece. No, that's not a piece drop. It's extremely close to dropping a piece, but it's not actually dropping a piece. So my threat is to exchange bishops and then try to win a piece on this file. Okay, let's exchange. So now this rook is defending both the gold and the silver. So I want that rook to select which piece to defend. Are we defending the gold, or are we defending the silver? Which one? Pick one. Your choice. Yeah, I've recently watched Eriko's video about, what was it, 10 common middle game tactics. And this bishop drop on the final rank of the board can be quite strong in quite a few positions. So, alright. I guess we're not defending either one. This works for me. Alright, so guess who's got 2 bishops? Alright, I don't even know anymore, man. We got a cool position going. So I need to figure out how to attack once I have a cool position. Just don't Nifu. Nifu would be horrifying here. So... I hate to continue collecting pieces as, like, my main strategy, but I'm just really confused. Everything that he could threaten, I have pretty well defended at the moment. So it's just a matter of finding an effective attacking maneuver. Okay, yeah, we want to have a light attack if possible. Like, using a rook to attack is heavier than using a gold. So, let's put this into play. I mean, a gold is still really heavy, but it's the lightest attacker I have. Oh, right. Of course. Okay, I guess I can defend my horse. That's no issue. And I have a discovered attack that wins the rook if it takes my silver. Granted, that discovered attack only wins the rook if he actually recaptures after I take here. I might have checkmate, so maybe I shouldn't try to win the rook if I can find a checkmate instead. So, bishop check. King moves, like, say to 3-2. I have to have checkmate here. It would be unrealistic that I could not checkmate with this combination of pieces. Well, I don't know. It's very close, actually. It's not super obvious to me. Bishop check. King here. If I sack my horse, if the king takes it, and then I discover check, he can take my rook. Yeah, this doesn't mate. So instead, I should just chase the king out and take the free rook. we put the king in the center of the board. Put a nice bullseye on its back. And hopefully can find a way to checkmate it. Rook drop, king move, check and mate. Yeah. What an extremely heavy attack. What a heavy attack indeed. Alright, thanks for the game. I don't know. Okay, yeah, he would like... Oh, he'd left. Never mind. The reason I have the hat is not because he's seeking a game review, but because he has left the game. So, yeah, what happened this game? I played opposing rook. I'm not sure... Like, they indicated they want the entire board as a battlefield. I don't know if I have to move my king over in this situation. Like, they're pushing all these pawns. Possibly there's something I could do to attack much faster. But, yeah, starting to castle is not a bad idea. So here, I'm 3 moves away from taking this. And if I try this, like if I do this immediately, they could try this. So like, this can be defended. This could also be defended with the knight, but that would block the bishop. Oh, I'm sorry. A more direct way to defend this, if I do something aggressive, is just with this pawn move. And then if I try something aggressive, well... Okay, so yeah, this pawn move to defend the other pawn is not quite so good here. Yes, against this, I guess they would have to raise the silver. But I have not castled here yet. So, the fact that I've had to spend this... Like, if they had, instead of pushing this edge pawn, had they pushed the other one, then yeah, now we're looking at some real aggression. And if they, I don't know, like this becomes pretty menacing. I guess they could still defend it, but like I've forced their hand here. It's still not useful for me. In chess you see a lot of aggression. In shogi, there can be aggressive openings, but we did something more conservative here. So the reason I gave for moving my gold up to connect my castle was that, when was it that I was concerned about this gold being loose? I don't recall. There was some position where if pieces got exchanged, was it this? Oh yeah, it was this variation. And I explained, hey, I've got a rook drop too. I didn't look too much deeper into this, but like one concern already is this here. And my rook drop doesn't look so great. But the other concern, this is what I was worried about, is that, yeah, they could take all this, and like my bishop's defended, but my gold is loose. So this is the reason I gave for connecting my castle, which is generally a reasonable move anyway. Here, I don't know about my rook move. It's always tricky to gauge where to put the rook here. So, if I read this out correctly, this is just unpleasant for Senta, or for Gota here. Even though I have the dark pieces on my board, I'm playing Gota. Hmm. I mean, the nice thing is that the silver's pinned, and that I control the square in front of the silver. The thing that's not so nice um, is that, well, it's difficult for me to attack. So yeah, trying to force matters here would not be worth it after the silver move. So I try to pick a greener pasture. If I do something like this, I think I get killed. Yeah, I've done this before. It hurts. So I wanted to leave my silver here, and because the silver is left here, I think this is reasonable. Really, any other way to waste a move would probably be sensible, too. So I opened the lines, and this tactic was just overlooked. Followed by some other tactics that were also missed. I think if they do want to hold on to this silver, this is the way to do it. And then they can figure out where to put the bishop to counterattack. But I'm not so convinced this is great for them. So, yeah, I had expected maybe that they might protect this gold here and sacrifice the silver. And I'm not sure how things continue. If I take the silver. So I guess one concern is that my bishop could get trapped, or is trapped. I've got the silver right now to defend against that, but yeah, that's actually just in a nick of time. But yeah, otherwise, it's kind of difficult to see how to escape this bishop. I did have a plan, but I want to look at other things here first. So... Oh wait, no. My rook defends the bishop, so... Yeah, if they do that, I could just escape this way. But yeah, what my plan had been, since I missed this, I was going to read things out and double check and see if I could find something better. But my backup plan was to exchange my bishop for 2 pieces. Which is an even exchange, but it allows me to promote. But that was plan B. Plan A was see if there is a plan A. And yeah, in this case, if they'd moved the rook over, this actually would have been pretty strong. That's quite the unfortunate circumstance for the rook. And it's not like, even though they, in theory, might have some sort of king-rook fork, I've got stuff defended. So, yeah, this tactic was just missed. So yeah, practice your tactics. They're not easy. They're worth practicing. Also, watch probes and see what they come up with. So, yeah, let me seek a